CEO, Sean Otello, and from the board, and also the Building Design and Construction Committee Chair, Jason Vazaris. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Wow, breathing a big sigh of relief that it's over.
Definitely breathing a little bit easier. I wouldn't say it's over. You know, there's still a few projects, minor projects that we're wrapping up. And of course now we're taking a close look at warranties and learning about preventative maintenance plans for all of the new aspects of the facility. So still very much in learning mode, but it was absolutely fabulous to celebrate our ribbon cutting ceremony, of course with JTV and with the community just a couple weeks ago.
Jason, you are one of the members of the board or the chief volunteers that bring experience from your professional career to this project. Tell us a little bit about your background at Henry Ford and Consumers and how that has contributed to your involvement on the Y.
Oh, sure. No, you mentioned I first got involved with the Y back in 2019, and I was with Henry Ford at the time. And a few years later, I transitioned to work for Consumers, and in both of those roles involved in real estate and development activities, and that was the nature of the Y project. And so just really thrilled to have had an opportunity to work for a couple of employers that were both major supporters of the project, Henry Ford contributing to the project, and Consumers, of course, making, I think, the largest gift in its corporate history to support the project. But yeah, during the day I work in real estate and development, and that skill set lended itself really well to this project.
Yeah, I saw you were wearing a Consumers Energy hard hat for a groundbreaking of a solar garden out on County Farm Road.
Yeah, a few months ago.
Yeah. So this project had a lot of challenges. Originally it was going to be, we're going to tear this thing down and build a brand new Y. At what point did you, your committee, the team decide that, well, there's a better plan B?
Yeah, that's a really great question. I would start actually back probably in 2019, 2020, in that time frame when the committee first got together. We made a decision intentionally at that time to, stay true to the commitment to downtown Jackson. There was discussion of maybe looking at other sites around town for the facility, and decided to stay where we were at, and ended up assembling an entire city block and building out with the intention of building out a new facility. And before the pandemic, there was really nice price stability in the market, and it was going to be sort of dollar for dollar, build a new facility or invest in the existing facility. And then some of the pricing volatility struck as a result of the pandemic. And so we had to shift our focus and change course a little bit, and decided to invest in our existing facility, which turned out to be a really great decision. Made best use of all of the dollars that were invested in the project, and we're really, really proud of the outcome.
I think you're right. I think there was somewhat disappointment in the community when you made the shift, but in hindsight, it looks like you have a completely brand new Y.
Yeah. So,
mission accomplished, right?
Absolutely, and I think what I appreciate that Jason had on was the commitment, the initial commitments that we made to the community and to our investors, to be good stewards of investments, to make sure that the facility was not only welcoming but easily accessible and safe, and of course to provide more spaces for educating youth, and to be able to eventually provide licensed childcare for preschool age kids, and be able to provide licensed before and after school care. And through this renovation, we have achieved those goals. And despite the challenges, it's a beautiful facility that looks and feels very new. And it also looks and feels very connected to Jackson. I think that the members who early on would have preferred that we renovated are very pleased with the renovations. And I think that the members and investors who wanted a brand new facility feel that they got their brand new facility. And another fun fact about the project, YMCAs around the country now typically don't new YMCA's, I should clarify, around the country typically don't have racquetball courts anymore. And because we went with the renovation, we were able to keep our racquetball courts, and we're able to keep our indoor climbing wall, which is also unusual for newer YMCA's and recreation facilities, because the square footage of those spaces is expensive to build and to maintain. And so we're really fortunate to preserve so much of the history of the Jackson Y, and yet also create space to respond to current community needs, such as through partnerships.
Everything looks so cool. Obviously, it looks brand new. Most of what we just saw is brand new, but you can't tell, walking through the Y, what's new, what's old.
Mm-hmm.
You can't.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things to me that was most amazing, Shauna, how many people work at the Y?
We have roughly 140 people on payroll.
140 people. So you ran a 140 person business while construction was going on all around you. That's amazing.
Serving almost 7,000 members. It's every opportunity I can get to express our gratitude to the community, I take it. And that gratitude extends to the members who stayed with us throughout the construction project, because it wasn't without challenges, but I think everybody has been so incredibly supportive, and the community rallied together to provide space so that we could continue aquatics programming when our pools were closed. The
Plus
Levy
the
family.
pandemic.
And through the pandemic, a state mandate to be closed for 6 months, and through the support of members and donors, we shifted gears to being a distribution site for food and homework and household needs. And the Y has had a really exciting story the last few years, and a big part of the story is the members who stayed with us through this journey, and the volunteers like Jason that provided their expertise and leadership, and then of course the investors who made it all possible through financial gifts.
Jason, what would you say was the biggest roadblock or stumbling block, or a point where you thought, maybe this isn't going to happen?
One of the things that I think was most difficult for us to do was to say we're going to close the pool for a few months. People love the pool, and we really didn't want to do it, but we were able to shorten that pool closure from over a year down to about 5 months.
That's right.
And really minimize the impact on the membership. So we're really proud of that. And you already talked about the facility staying open for the duration of the construction. There were over 30,000 man hours that went into the construction and renovation of that facility, and we're really proud of the fact that there were no reportable injuries or other safety events throughout that entire time, either on the construction side or with the membership. Mm-hmm. And that's always a risk when you have construction workers crossing paths with, members and that kind of thing. So
curious members,
yeah.
little kids,
yeah,
people of all ages.
And I saw, a member or two try to sneak past the.
Oh, they did.
I won't mention any names. Now you've gotten that this is in your rearview mirror. What's the thing that you're most, pleased and happy about with this project, Shauna?
I'm just incredibly proud of our grit, because there were a lot of times throughout the journey where it became discouraging and frustrating, and the team under Jason's leadership and other board members really just, we rallied, and we continued to push forward to bring Jackson what it needs and what it deserves, and preserve the legacy of the YMCA in Jackson, serving the community for well over 100 years. And we will continue to do that in this new space, and we'll continue to adapt and grow, because now we have the updated facility that allows us to do that. We talked about those initial commitments. The one that really stands out to me is around accessibility. And what I love is when you walk into the lobby, I think you immediately have an idea of where you're going or where you want to go in the facility. and it's easy to access the different components of the facility, and that hasn't always been the case at our Y. And so we really not only achieved that goal, but we achieved it, and we're making a strong statement when you walk in, and it's so welcoming and so easy to access everything that you need.
Jason, you mentioned Consumers Energy making their biggest gift
That's right.
For this project, but it wasn't just the money. I think there's like 3, maybe 4 members of the board that are Consumers Energy employees.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
it's, and I think that's when you talk about the company contributing, it's not just in dollars, obviously.
Yeah, Consumers Energy has a tremendous reputation of giving back to communities. That's both financially through the foundation and contributions around the state in that way, but we have coworkers across the entire state of Michigan who are involved in their communities, giving back of their time and talents and projects like this and others around the state. And so it's a tremendous program, and I'm really proud to be a part of it.
Have we had an increase in membership since the project completed?
We are seeing an increase in membership. It's really exciting, and we expect that we'll see an even greater spike in the fall as people are looking to get back indoors for their physical activity. But we definitely are seeing growth, and that's exactly what we need right now. Lots of membership specials going on, and lots of new programs in development. Teresa, our Senior Director for Member Engagement, is getting ready to unveil some new spaces still in the Healthy Living Department, functional training space, and major upgrades to our group cycling studio that she's working on. So there's a lot more exciting things to come in the fall too.
Awesome. And right now I think there's a special 7 days free
Trial, yes, trial passes. So it's a great time to come and try the Y.
Great. Well, congratulations, and thanks for all the great work everyone's done on this awesome project, and thanks for coming in today.
Thank you, Bart.
Thank you very much.
Jackson YMCA CEO Shauna Tello and the Chair of the Building Design and Construction Committee, Jason Visaros.